I was 25 when I signed the contract for the PFL, and I've accomplished everything in boxing. And I call myself the GWOAT, G-W-O-A-T, and that's the greatest woman of all time. And I felt like I've done everything in boxing to prove that. But it's like, with being the GWOAT, it didn't come with the $1 million checks. You know, it didn't come with the endorsement deals, the sponsorships. It didn't really come with the respect from the network. So I was like, you know, what else is there for me to do in boxing? Like, I'm a 12-time world champ. I'm 2-time undisputed, 3-time division world champ. Like, what else can I do to get to the $1 million check in boxing? And it was like, it doesn't matter what you do, because look at what you've done, and it's still not there. So with the opportunity of MMA, I was just like, I can add more to my GWOATness. Like, what other female fighter can say, oh, she can possibly become an MMA champ and be a boxing champ at the same time? I don't think that there's any other woman that can say that, or any male who's willing to do that. So it's like, for me, it's like, you get to be the once in a person life, you know, you get to be that one person in a lifetime again, you know. So it was a real conversation with myself, like, one, can you do the MMA training? Are you willing to learn the different arts? Are you willing to humble yourself and start from the bottom and work your way up? And that was about like 2 weeks of thinking on it, and I was just like, you know what? I always see myself kind of going toward MMA, but I thought it would be like kind of like a James Toney thing, like, oh, when I retire, when I'm done. And then I thought
Let's
to myself,
hope it's not like a James Toney thing, to be fair.
No, I mean, like, as far as like when he was retired, I ain't talking about the losing part. Nah, I love James Toney though. But now I'm saying, like, I always thought like I would do it after I retired. And now I'm like, you know what? Why waste the body? Why waste time? Like, if you're gonna get really deep into this and my overall goal is to be MMA champ and boxing champ at the same time, which it seems like it's going to be harder to become MMA champ than it is to be boxing champ, right? Because I can beat all the girls in boxing, just keeping it real. So now it's like, but can you add the MMA part? And that's where I have to, use my youth wisely. It's like, why not start now? So maybe in 2-3 years, I'd be like, all right, now you're getting lined up for those championship fights. This is the time. So I didn't want to waste my youth and decided to do it now.
Now you've started training and you've done a bit of training in the camp. Are you glad you made the switch now? Do you feel like, oh, thank God I actually made that decision to use my youthfulness?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so happy I started now. It's very humbling. It's very informational. I'm around some great people, Coach Jackson, Coach Wink, Coach Tusa, Holly Holm, Johnny Bones. I'm around some really great people who really are like teaching me, but they're also like, respect my boxing, you know, and they're adding to that. Nobody's saying, oh, you're a boxer. Let's take away boxing and just, you know, learn how to wrestle and learn jiu-jitsu. They're like, we're going to mix it all together, and we're going to let you mix it together. And it's like been like a huge team effort between all of us, you know. And even with me, like, I can say, Coach, you wanted me to do this, but when I was doing it, I didn't feel comfortable. And he's like, okay. So after we try it again and I don't feel comfortable again, Coach like, okay, we're going to change this up, we're going to change that up. So it's like all of us working together, and then Johnny Bones comes and watches, and he like, Claressa, how about you do this? And Holly Holm like, oh, well, you're really, really strong in the clinch. You know, believe in that. Keep on doing it, and just drilling over and over again. It's just a great environment to be in. I continue to build myself up. So I'm super happy I started now. I couldn't imagine doing this when I'm 32, 34 years old. No, and after kids and shit. No, I couldn't imagine.